Best time of the year. We're about to have Friday night football, Saturday football, Sunday football, and then Monday football, and then 2-day break, and then Thursday football again.
Who wants to start this thing? We'll start with Sean. Who are you going to pick on Thursday, Carolina at Denver?
Are we going 1 week at a time? Or
we'll go 1 week at a time.
All right. I got the Carolina Panthers beating the Denver Broncos. I mean, no Peyton Manning. They're down to Trevor. The
Fighting Trevors?
Yeah. No, Peyton, he didn't have a huge impact on the team last year, but I just think this year, Carolina, they got Kelvin Benjamin back as well. I just think this time Carolina is going to take the win.
Peyton's best contribution was letting the team stand on his head in snow drifts. That was the biggest contribution. Let's go to the Sunday games. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Sean?
I got Tampa. I don't trust that offense anymore. It's not what it used to be.
Nope.
And outside of those 4 weeks, Freeman didn't have anything too special of a season on the ground. He ended the year averaging 4 yards per carry. So they're a pretty one-dimensional offense. And, again, Matt Ryan is not what he was a couple of years ago. He turns the ball over at quite a high rate. So I don't have a lot of faith in that Atlanta team, unfortunately.
Let's keep rolling.
It is pretty
here.
crazy. Just sticking one last time with that Tampa-Atlanta matchup. From 2 years ago to now, we're sitting here and all in agreement, trusting the Atlanta defense more than the Atlanta offense.
Yes.
I mean, it is amazing how quickly a team can change in 2 years, both good and bad.
So the next game is question mark versus question mark, and I like the road team question mark. That's I have Minnesota over Tennessee. And
I'm going to go with the Vikings, too, even though I think Sean Hill will wind up being the starter. I don't know if Bradford can learn enough of the system in time. I think they're just going to pound the rock with Peterson all day long.
All right, here we go. Now we've got the Kansas City Chiefs on the docket hosting the San Diego Chargers. I think San Diego, they're going to have a top 5 draft pick here before too long, so I like the Chiefs at home in this one. Sean?
I'm going Kansas City. Even though Jamal Charles is unlikely to play in that game, they were still able to run the ball well enough to get by and set up their passing attack with Alex Smith as well. Kansas City Chiefs.
And we'll let Matt start with the next one. He's got Oakland over New Orleans on the road. Sean?
I have the Oakland Raiders knocking off the New Orleans Saints. I think the Raiders, they are my bold prediction this year to make the playoffs and possibly win the division too. I'm that high on the Raiders. They got the pieces on offense together. They got a couple of really good players on that defense too. I think this is finally the year the Raiders get back to the playoffs.
So that takes us to Cincinnati and the New York Jets.
Oh, I'm going Raiders. I'm on the Raiders bandwagon.
Okay.
I know they're in the same division as Kansas City Chiefs, but I think Oakland's going to surprise people this year. I really do.
All right, Coach. You start on the next one so I don't forget you.
Okay. We got Cincinnati at the New York Jets. I'm going to go with the New York Jets, just on a limb.
I was a little on the fence. I picked the New York Jets as well. My taking is that offense right now is going to be very reliant on A.J. Green until Tyler Eifert returns, and he's going to be sitting on Revis Island all day long. So I think the Jets defense matches up very well with the Cincinnati offense in favor of the Jets.
Next, it's Cleveland at Philly.
I think the conversation the following Monday will be, did the Browns mess up trading away the number 2 pick and not taking Carson Wentz? I got the Eagles in this game.
All right, so back to that thing I said, Green Bay and Jacksonville. Is anyone picking Jacksonville?
I'm sure not.
Cricket.
Yeah. No way.
I think Jacksonville will put up a better fight than people think, but I still have the Green Bay Packers.
What about you, Coach?
I'm going Green Bay
all
the way.
That's a sweep around the board. Alliteration, Buffalo at Baltimore. I'll start with me so I know where I started at. And I've got Buffalo. Matt Greenwood has Baltimore. What about you, Sean?
I have the Buffalo Bills as well. They lost a lot of pieces on that defense, but I'm not sure how that Baltimore Ravens offense is going to do.
All right, we've got Matt Greenwood picking Baltimore. Chicago at Houston. I'll read Matt's first. The Houston native who does not support Houston has selected Houston, as did myself. Sean?
I got Houston as well. I really think Brock Osweiler is going to have a good season for them, especially with the weapons they have around them.
All right, so nobody has faith in Chicago this season. Let's go on to the next one, the afternoon games. Seattle at home to start the season against the Miami Dolphins. That's a big trip for Miami. Holy cow. I've got Seattle. Matt's got Seattle. What about you, Sean?
I got Seattle as well, and I actually got them in my knockout pool as well. That's my number one confidence pick for this week.
So on the next one, we kind of know where Sean's going. We got the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going New York. You going New York, New York?
Yeah, if Tony Romo was playing, I would have been very split down the middle. You know, the fan would pick the New York Giants, but the person who studies sports would be very down the middle if Tony Romo's playing. But Dak Prescott, the Giants, they upgraded that defensive line, so they're going to get after him. They got some ball hawks at corner, too, that are going to try and take advantage of some mistakes. So I got to go with the New York Football Giants.
All right, down to our last 2 afternoon games. Well, one afternoon, one evening game. Detroit on the road against the Colts. I've got the Colts.
I have the Indianapolis Colts as well. I think Andrew Luck will have a bounce-back year. I don't think he'll have those turnovers cut all the way down, but I think he'll perform better this year than last season.
All right, our last one, we have the New England Deflators at the Arizona Cardinals. I've got to go Arizona. Matt's got Arizona. Malone?
I got Arizona, too. I think that defense is going to be really good this season, if not best in the league.
I feel like Tom Brady is responsible for world hunger, so I can't pick them. So let's talk about the Monday games. First, we have Washington hosting Pittsburgh.
I got the Redskins as well. I really think a lot of teams underrate the Redskins because they didn't have any superstar on offense last year. And Kirk Cousins, second half of the season, did a great job, and he didn't turn the ball over all that much, which is key.
So our last one that we've got to pick, it's they're at San Francisco. That one team, they're at San Francisco. That'll be our last one. And I'm going to say not that one team, but Matt Greenwood did pick that one team. So, Sean?
I got the Los Angeles Rams beating the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Niners are going to be neck and neck with the Browns for the number 1 pick this season.